I'm Brittany, this is Eddie, and welcome to Gaywatch, where we watch gay things. Today's episode is called The Enemy Within, and in case maybe you haven't seen this one before, or it's been a long time and you just don't remember which one this is the one where the transporter malfunctions, and it splits Kirk into two bodies. One has, the good, nice, sweet, loving, all kind of passive Kirk, and then over here you've got the bestial, animalistic, doesn't really know the meaning of the word no, it's like all the kind of base instincts, that Kirk. This is that episode. Now we're gonna throw it over to Past Me to find out how to get everything good and synced. This is how Gaywatches work. You get the episode queued up at 0000 on whatever device you choose. You'll check this video's description for the episode runtime and make sure that they match exactly. I'll give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, play. And when I say play, you hit play. Alrighty, now that we're all at 0 and we know what's going on, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh, I have no sound. Hang on. I had the volume turned down. It's the leading cause of no sound. Dig those lights shining on whatever the backdrop is back there. Oh my god, the dog alien! No! I can't look at it! I forgot this was the episode with the dog alien. Oh, Jesus. What's happening? There's a dog in a costume. That's the extent of my knowledge. Right, okay. Yeah, I remember that stuff now. I love those sounds. Yeah, that's a problem. Well, that was weird. Why, you're covered in yellow paint. I wonder why he's in a different uniform than literally everybody else. It's more like a jumpsuit-y thing? Is it supposed to be like engineering jumpsuit? But no other engineers wear that. I don't think so. Scotty doesn't fuck up, does he? Oh, yeah, see? Oh, see? Scotty's on his shit. I mean, it still fucks up, but Scotty's on his shit. Like, this is not Scotty's fault. Maybe going before you double check was kind of a small oversight, but like, still, everything checked out. That was to get a double check. I get it. I'm with you. Why I feel gayer all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, gay coordination. There you go. I was just trying to say, so Dizzy, I'm gonna go a wall. Go a wall. Yeah. Oh god, that's right. The big reveal. Give me the money shot. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yes! Make sure the light is nice and low so we can get sinister shadows. Can we just clap for the lighting department? Between the spotlights against the sky back there, and then it's just Yay, 60s. If you see me messing around with my shoulder for this episode, it's no big deal. My shoulder locked up last week, and it's still kind of giving me issues. So if you see me rolling stuff or pressing against things, that's what's happening. It's not a big deal. The theme as it is supposed to be. This would be... Yeah. 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 This is a really good example of, you know, Shatner going big, in that he doesn't do that very well. They were like, go animalistic. And he's like, wait, is it here? Oh, no, it was. I missed it. Shit. I thought it came later. But I know that shot very well. Whenever he does it, I always hear in the back of my head, like, it's such a... like when he turns, I can't. He's just such like, it's the dog turn, I say. Oh, hey, wow. You are not Chapel. I was about to call you Chapel. That's not. I'm not awake yet. I should have had tea before I started this. Lay down in some nice gay lighting there. What are you putting window cleaner on his hand for? Okay, so yeah, all right. So let's tick off some traits of Bestial Kirk. Alcoholic is one of them. I should probably keep a running list, actually. Keep a running traits of good and evil Kirk. Kind of half surprised he didn't punch him. And this is when McCoy goes running straight to Spock, or something like that. Evil drinking man. The eyeliner isn't that heavy yet. Doesn't he get like some real eyeliner? I mean, like, he has a little bit, you can see. But I could have sworn it was like way worse. This is a slight trigger warning for anyone who is particularly sensitive to consent issues. I would probably look away for a minute or so. Oh, no, not yet. Oh my God, this scene! I forgot this was in this episode. Sweet Jesus, fucking God in heaven, oh my... Oh. Hi, sweetie. Hi, yeah, writing down notes. Oh god, that's right. Sulu gets stuck. Okay, now is when anyone sensitive to consent issues should probably look away for about a minute or so. I really wonder how long it took to get the basket hair on her head. Like, is it just like a regular wig and it wasn't that big of a deal, or was it like a whole... And how heavy... I have questions about basket hair. There's the eyeliner. There's the eyeliner. Yes. Eyeliner applause. Yeah. You gonna talk or... Oh, he does the creepy thing real well, though. Actually, that shouldn't surprise me. I've seen him in movies where he's really good at being creepy. Oh, it's creepy. I don't like seeing him in the uniform doing that. Oh. I am uncomfy. I'm just gonna sit here and write notes. Uh, uh, get it, girl. She got nice legs. Now was not the time to be thinking about that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Isn't this like an infamous karate chop? Oh no, he just hops. He just jumps on him. All right. Okay. I am way too passive and way too gay. Right? I mean, demanding brandy is one thing. Assaulting a woman? Oh wow, that was not a good edit. Assaulting a woman? Nah. 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 Now they know. Oh, there's another. Sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. That was weird. Oh, wounded animal, wounded animal. Okay, I got you. Wounded animal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ugh. That paint couldn't have tasted good. Yeah. Right? What do you mean us? This is the gay version of Kirk you're talking to. Oh, baby. She has beautiful eyes, too. God, you know what's weird? In any other context, this would be gaslighting. Bold of Rand, too. Keep assuming. I can see how maybe some people would read this as, oh, they didn't listen to her until it was a man, but like he didn't have any scratches on his face. He obviously knew that he was someplace else. Like, this is messy, but an understandable situation, given that we're literally talking about two different people. There we go, Spock. I, I wish you were saying that and not holding the dog in a costume. Could you? Wait a minute. Doesn't Sulu and the landing party get stuck on a really cold planet in Spock's brain? The episode Spock's brain? They do that twice? Can we please put down the dog? Right. Bloodthirsty other Kirk. And also assertive Kirk versus much more docile. And it gets steadily worse, doesn't it? He gets weaker and weaker and the other one gets interesting. Yeah. Can we do this without the dog? Yeah. I don't know, something about the way you looked at him just got me right there. Really, that would have been a wonderfully concerning and dramatic moment if there hadn't been a horned dog in the picture. That's effeminate. It's also the first emergence of the green tunic. I mean, it's so that we can differentiate between good Kirk and evil Kirk, but like, this is the first thing of the it's first version of the wrapped tunic. Now we're getting into the heavy eyeliner. Was that a choice they made as he got more and more bestial, that he would get more and more eyeliner? And he's getting forgetful. That's an interesting byproduct. Oh, 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 God, that's right. It's this episode. Yeah. Yeah. But he does have the wherewithal to cover the scratches. Granted, it's remarkable that he and Rand are the same shade, but like, or maybe they're not, and he has the wherewithal to put makeup over it, but he doesn't have the wherewithal to like check and make sure they're the same tones, you know? So it's just like a little bit lighter. It's like one shade off. Seriously, why is he in, like, am I blind? Are there plenty of people walking around in that jumpsuit? Dead people walking around in that jumpsuit? Ooh. Crap. Well, now he's armed. Kill someone. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. True. That back. They are still using the waist things for the gut. Okay, I guess only Kirk is. Because it was Spock that just had the Velcro, right? Oh, I'm too gay for that. We'll get into the whole like Kirk's gay versus hetero tropes associated with, but we'll get into all that after the episode. Yeah. Again, another iffy edit. That was a yay 60s edit. I was about to say, can you even use that at this point? Good Kirk? Like, is that a possibility? I can never decide if I like the gun belt or not. Like, it's kind of hot. Kind of doesn't go with the outfit, you know what I mean? It's not like the boots of sex. The boots of sex. The boots that everybody wears. Pure sex. Feelings about the gun belt, a little mixed. I'm honestly surprised Good Kirk hadn't gotten shot by now. I wouldn't bet on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey! Baby's first Vulcan nerve pinch. You know, honestly, that's not, I mean, save for the weirdness right there, but honestly, that's really not a bad split shot. Yeah. Oh no, he's got the belt too, my bad. Alcoholism. We all noticed that he looked up at the word love. We know, we been knew. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And can he really? He's like, no offense. I just be like this. Which is kind of a lie. But then, actually, that's interesting. Well, that's getting worse before it gets better. Oh no, the poor boys. Those guys were in the jumpsuits too. Maybe it was an early episodes thing. Otherwise known as the episode where everyone fell in love with Sulu. Fuck. 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 Whew. That's rough, buddy. No, that's kind of pretty. That'd make a good nightlight. Like on your nightstand, just like a little like clump of glowy rocks. That'd be nice. Frozen Sulu. And I'm about to bust in to let it go, but it's fine. It's whatever. Well, who gets eaten first? What's painful? What's painful? Is it the heterosexuality? It's too painful, isn't it? And bruh, I know. Oops. I mean, you kind of can't. I mean, you'll be dying too. See, this really is. That's legitimately a really good two-shot. Split screen, whatever the hell. I wouldn't really count on it. Huh, too much thinking. Had to pass out. Okay. Let's all be honest. How many good Kirk / evil Kirk fanfics are there? Let's be real. Let's look ourselves in the eye. How many are there? And how many have you read? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Yeah. Damn right. I mean, it sucks, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't. Yeah. God, if this episode was a tarot card, it would be the Strength Tarot card. I gotta write that down. Hey! Oh, no. Can we get him a towel? Like, he's in sick bay. Aren't there towels? Whatever that means. Oh, animal testing. How deep is that box? Look at it. kind of sound cue was that? On the same transporter? Is that a stuffed animal? They put a stuffed animal next to that dog. They did. You couldn't just get two dogs of the same breed? You can afford two alien costumes, but you can't rent. Was that like out of the budget? Oh no, maybe it was another dog. Eh? Eh? Who else doesn't get tired of them looking concernedly at each other? That's a word. Leave me alone. Hey! Whole dog. Oh, did they just get the stuffed animal back? Oh shit. No! Is the infamous he's dead Jim about the dog alien? I don't know if I can handle that. Wow. Barely. Ooh, that's a nice pose for your body, man. I mean, Spock is kind of de facto leading at this point. Don't agree with me! Yeah, well, it is a dog. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Deteriorating. Oh! Sulu. Yeah, there's also Sulu. He's kind of... Yeah. Oh. We getting personal. Shit, son. Spock just got fucking personal. Ooh. Kind of dig the violin in the background. Dramatic ass violin. No, that was a cello. Yeah, both. Yeah, both is good. Still got a good ass, though. Is this like the one bad split screen coming up? or I'm hallucinating. Whew. Whew. We're all dead. Can humans survive at that? Like, would they be dead, like, way before it reached 170? He said 170, right? Wouldn't they be dead by then? Oh, I thought I was about to say dead. God, they're really pushing it to the wire. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't just burst into tears at this point after the, you get softer and softer and he gets crazier and crazier. Yeah. Ooh, is that the breaking point of when he's gonna... Yeah. He finally puts himself through the transporter when, like, Sulu and the guys are practically dead. That's very Kirk of him. Yeah. I don't trust you. Yeah. Devious goes on that list. Devious, man. Interesting how he doesn't, how like his evil increases, but it doesn't become like raging animal. It just becomes absolutely devious, lying, conniving scumbag. And then when he's threatened, like, he turns into a beast. But, like, interesting escalation. Ooh, Spock's gonna see through it. Or he's gonna get called out way before then. Ooh. Ooh, does it come down to Spock? Easy. Didn't even have to think about it. Didn't even have to fucking think about it. I mean, well, now you've given your hand away. But, like, before he did, though. Well, also, there was the whole leaving Sulu thing. Paranoid? Paranoia! Oh, that's right. Evil Kirk is the one with the paranoia of command being taken away. Yeah. Nope. See, the eyeliner got heavier. What I say? What I say? Punch him in the face. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Who doesn't? Oh, yeah, who doesn't? Yeah. That's a nice arm shot from him, though. Damn. Why is he delirious? That's not a half bad stun double. Oh, yeah. Oh, a whole bunch of queer reading can go into that. And now he's back to his by self. Spock's sigh of relief was quite nice. Oh, those poor icicles. The straight part. I'm sorry. Whew. Hello. Oh, hello. Hello. Ooh, ooh. Okay, the glistening eyes from Spock. All right. Right? Yeah, like now it's weird. Oh, yeah. Well. Well. Whew. Quite a few things. Quite a few things. I legitimately went into this episode being like, there'll probably, some opportunities to talk about, like, maybe some Kirk stuff. But I did not remember that this was the episode with, the shirtless scene or, even the dog alien. Wow, it has been too long. Way too long. I'm embarrassed at the things that I forgot. Well, first things first. So, if you hadn't noticed, the number one go-to queer reading / headcanon / whatever you choose to believe, the number one queer reading is that this episode is basically when Kirk gets split into gay Kirk and straight Kirk. For various reasons, and considering how things were represented in the 60s and even before then, especially when it comes to queer representation, it makes sense that gay Kirk had the traits that he did. He was a lot softer. He was a lot more effeminate. He, kind of had trouble making decisions. He had a lack of coordination. It was all very gay things. Meanwhile, the straight version of Kirk was like a fucking animal. Not to demonize heteros, but in my queer reading of the situation, it's not to insinuate that, heteros are just monsters. It was the more, but it does play up the toxic masculinity as opposed to nice, good, healthy masculinity and the nice, good, healthy straight guys. It plays more into the way toxicness of it, in terms of, entitlement, can't be weak at all, not taking no for an answer. Like it plays into toxic masculinity, like kind of to a T. Even when you take the queer goggles off, even when you take off the queer reading, as the episode is, there were some really interesting things about toxic masculinity in there. But as far as gayness goes, I love how the only area in which gay Kirk was assertive was in flirting with Spock in the shirtless scene. The iconic shirtless scene that I can't believe I forgot was in this episode. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it was like the one assertive thing left was flirting with Spock. Because that was some flirting. And why was he shirtless? Did he have to be shirtless? I mean, I realized that they were going for female demographic. But in order to do that, they just so happened to make it a shirtless scene with Spock, which I don't appreciate at all. Did Kirk think that Spock was coming in for some explicit flirting? Or just because he wanted to talk to him? I mean, that could basically be the subtext of Kirk's behavior. Or something. So Kirk goes through all the things that have been talked about before ad infinitum. Confronting the uglier parts of himself, but acknowledging the necessity of them, just generally speaking. In order to survive as a human being, you have to have, the good side, bad side, etc., etc. We're kind of familiar in Star Trek discussion with, Kirk's whole thing. Spock's thing in this episode, though, this is the first episode where Kirk's ability to be captain is eroding, and Spock has to kind of navigate what to do about that in terms of loyalty to Kirk, but also, loyalty to Starfleet and regulations and what should be followed through, and of course the safety of everybody on the vessel. This is the first time we get to see that. We really get to see it play out later on in season 2 in the episode The Deadly Years. I think it's interesting that was something that they came back to for that later episode, and they were like, no, let's actually go all the way with it. The moment when Spock says, don't take my lack of reaction to what's happening to you personally, it's just the way I am. That moment is interesting to me because it was kind of a Spock way. I mean, not even kind of. It was a very Spock way to let Kirk know that Spock does actually care. He's like, listen, I'm an emotionally repressed bitch, all right? I try to make this as brick wall as possible, even in times like this. So just like take that into account. That like he almost, again, it's like he's walking the line of, I need to maintain this Vulcan mask, even and especially when I'm feeling emotions. But he kind of lets Kirk know that the emotions are there. It's another way that he kind of has it both ways. It's like he says, hey, I'm a mask, but also it's like, don't worry about the mask. I am actually feeling things about your current dilemma. Spock getting personal came out of nowhere. I mean, it didn't come out of nowhere, but like for me as a viewer, I was like, oh shit, completely forgot that Spock gets so like, let me tell you exactly how I fucking work. And in an attempt to relate to what Kirk is going through, which is like exactly the fucking same, because he lays it all out. He's like, listen, I'm human and I'm Vulcan, and both of those sides are at battle in me all the time, but my intellect is the one that wins out and is like, hey, shut the fuck up. His super ego, essentially, I think that's the right term, wins out and like gets them both like under fucking control. And besides just generally having faith in Kirk, because that's just how Spock operates, he has such faith in the idea of throwing him in the transporter and it working out better than the dog, because he equates it to what he's going through. That was almost like a thesis statement for Spock's inner conflict that we see going forward. Like, just in case anybody missed it, just in case you didn't pick up on it, here's Spock literally explaining to you the two halves that are at war within him at any given point in time. I don't know why these are the two warring halves of Spock, but here they are. Kirk and Spock, in this episode, we really get to see Spock lean into the first officer supportive role of the captain, which is always fantastic to see. But you get to see just how good of a first officer he is in a personal respect. How he was legitimately doing everything he could to support Kirk in a role when Kirk was somewhat compromised. I think it showed how genuinely he values being in the position that he's in, as opposed to having any, sights set on the captaincy or anything like that. This showed a wonderful lack of ambition on his part. And I think that goes a long way in establishing the trust between Kirk and Spock, is that it's times like these where Kirk knows without a doubt that he can trust Spock to support him even when he can't even really support himself for whatever reason. But in this case, because he's too weak and what's the opposite of assertive? He's too indecisive to really do anything, even though he's trying to do the best he can. And I think that's a very critical factor to the type of loyalty and trust that they have to each other. The shining eyes at the end of the episode that we get from Spock in particular, the whole Kirk has been put back together. Kirk is now the captain we all know and love. And then now just like sparkles all up in Spock's eyes. Just all of the love and adoration just like fucking radiating. And as we learned in the previous episode, he's not affected by a pretty face unless he wants to be. In that moment, he chooses to be affected by the gloriousness that is Kirk. That moment that Spock has with Rand at the end of the episode, where he's like, imposter Kirk was kind of a trip, wasn't he? What Rand seemed to have taken from that experience was confirmation that Kirk was interested in her. And then Spock comes along and refers to that part of Kirk's self as imposter Kirk. And it was kind of like, the feeling was that like, Imposter Kirk was really something, huh? He's not around anymore, and he was also an imposter, i.e., not the Kirk we know. The Kirk we know, makes eyes at me, but it's whatever. It's kind of savage. Just kind of savage of Spock. It was just kind of savage. I mean, I don't know. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I will be here next week with the Man Trap, and please remember to take care of yourself.